Yes. 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 We are here for you.
How do I improve my listening to toning or like language receptivity?
Well, you want to take your mind out of it completely and be completely relaxed. Now, you can also surround yourself with crystals or be submerged in water to help this if you have a bathtub or access to water, warm water. Then that's a good way to listen to it, because it will affect you more when you're out of your head and when you're completely focused on it. So it's a good opportunity for you to strengthen your focus.
And not mixing music to it and meditating on them would serve me too. Sometimes I can listen to music with it, but trying to not mix music on top of the tracks and meditating on the light languages in a relaxed fashion might help as well, right?
Indeed, yes. Being in meditation right before and then turning on the light language or the toning will help you to absorb it better.
Okay. And now about creating tones. How do I tone in the allest, innest of passions?
Well, the technique is to let the tones really come to you and come through you. And so what you want to focus on is trying less to make the tones better or fuller or however you want them to be, and instead on opening yourself up more to the energy that is behind the tone. So the energy that you channel is what creates the tone.
The energy that I channel is what creates the tone. The vibration that I activated, right? Beforehand, like let's say.
Yes.
Okay. How exactly do I have a higher success rate in activating a vibration? I want to be able to, I know practice is involved, a lot of practice, but I want to have like a 90% or higher success rate in every time I go out there to activate a vibration, I could just do it like that snap.
Well, then practice. Really, what you want to do is focus on each chakra each time that you want to activate a particular vibration. And as you tune in to that chakra with your consciousness, with your focus, you can access the vibration of your intention.
Okay, so want to practice? Okay, so I want to activate the energy of the source's source, the vibration of it. So right away I know that intuitively it's in my crown chakra. This is how I would proceed.
Yes.
So I would, with my super intentionality, activate it, the source's source. And I'm talking to you verbally, so it's more profound because I had direct communication with you. And even if I was talking to someone on the fourth dimension with me, it would be easier to activate because I'm organized, basically. I'm organized with my thought process and my whole process, right, while I'm talking. So right away, I feel the source vibration within my crown chakra. And then I would spread it with my intention, my super intentionality. But sometimes I get, sometimes it's not easy. When I'm talking to you, I could just spread it through my entire body easily. But when I'm doing it, I'm usually walking too, and I'm listening to music, which are both distractions. So if I were to close my eyes, sit down, or lie down, and just fully, without music, and just go through it, maybe even verbally talk out loud, maybe that would help. But I could activate the source vibration right away, right now with you. And sometimes when I'm doing my practices while listening to music and walking, I could do it right away as well. What would improve my success rate in knowing this new information that you know? Sometimes I'm trying too hard.
Yes.
It's not about trying.
Well, what you want to recognize is that the activation is automatic in the same sense as when you want to connect with a higher frequency being. The connection is automatic.
Yeah.
And so it's really about whether you are allowing yourself to feel it completely. And when you do allow yourself to feel it, that's when it takes over. That's when you realize that you are the vibration, that you're not just activating something inside of you that's separate from you.
Yeah, I am all things, and I could vibrate in any fashion I want. How do I become the highest caliber channel, and how do I unblock any verbal channeling blocks. Sometimes I feel hesitant verbally talking while channeling, or even when I'm talking in a conversation.
Well, that's one thing that you want to work on then, is your ability to talk with others and express yourself. If you can do that, if you can be more conscious about expressing yourself and get past the fear that you have of saying the wrong thing or being laughed at or whatever it is that prevents you from speaking up and speaking your truth on a more regular basis, that will unblock your throat chakra and allow the channeling to flow as well. Now, when you're sitting in a room by yourself and there's no one there to hear your channeling and possibly criticize it, then it's really just you and you alone as the critic. So you have to let go of that aspect of yourself in that moment that would be critical of your own channeling.
But it sometimes feels like I'm not even channeling. So just let it be. If that's the case, let it be. Or do I get into the channeling state with more patience and allow more channeled energy first before initiating?
Yes, allow more of the energy to come through. Exactly.
Okay. Top 5 of the most improvable aspects in my life, and how would I improve them?
Well, first and foremost, you can experience much more joy. And one of the ways to do that, to improve the degree to which you're feeling joy, is to be honest with yourself about what it is that you actually want to do with your time in the moment. So that means that you're more spontaneous, you're listening more to your intuition, you become less regimented and rigid in what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Yeah. I've always had this idea of giving myself a break and like reading Abrahamic transcripts, which I enjoy, or watching comedy. And when I have the wild horses feeling to go do my processes, and it's just inspiration.
Yes.
That is flooding in my beingness, in my entire being. That's the only time I would engage in those spiritual practices, because that it's kind of like what Abraham says. Abraham says we wouldn't if something isn't going easy, we wouldn't push upon it. If something isn't flowing easy, we wouldn't push it. We would just back off and just relax and get back into deep into the vortex, and then operate from the deep in the vortex way. She said it in a more eloquent way. I forgot how she said it. It's from one of the clips. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We agree that it's very important for you to just listen to that internal guidance as it comes up, and to have no attachment and no expectation to what it's going to be, what you're going to be guided towards. And so the second way to really improve your life is to pay closer attention to your intuition and follow it.
Yeah.
And the third is to just relax and let things come to you more.
Yeah.
Let life come to you. Let the universe and the energies come to you. If you don't feel like doing anything at all, then just being able to sit still and not do anything is a spiritual practice. It's a way of getting more in touch with the energies inside of you and all around you.
Yeah. And then the fourth and fifth, most improvable, and how to improve the fourth and fifth.
Creativity. In other words, having an outlet where you're creating something, writing, artwork, something, even a website, anything at all that you can put your energy into that's creative.
Yeah.
And the fifth would be just working on breathing exercises, doing more conscious, deliberate breathing.
And if I want to consciously just sit there and meditate on my breathing in a particular way, like, for example, I sometimes breathe entirety's exuberance, or entirety's clarity, or entirety's playfulness. I breathe that in with the intention to breathe that in, and then I get activated with those vibrations just immediately after breathing in that way and breathing that energy in.
Yes, that's very good.
Okay. I don't know if the right path is, okay, I'll just read the question as I wrote it. I want even a little bit of abundance. Can a temporary entry-level job with source vision, unconditional source vision, be a springboard into higher possibilities, or should I just follow my bliss? This general labor, it might be a general labor job which is monotonous, but I still have the ability to see it like source, and it could be a springboard. Or do you think that's not at all the right path?
We don't think it's the right path. We think you should only get a job if you really want that job.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. So exploring creative ways to get abundance. And I'm still at it with the lottery, but I should always have I don't know, sometimes I get fixated on the lottery, and sometimes should I be, because those processes that I'm doing, those imagination processes, sometimes are so blissful. And should I have a backup plan to make my life more comfortable now with Creative Avenue to make money?
if that excites you, if that's what you want to do. We would never recommend that you only do something as a means to an end. It has to be coming from a place within you where you actually feel like this is the thing that I want to do. And then you can look at how to monetize it, how to create a living from it.
But when I do my lottery visualizations, sometimes I'm so blissed out, like so intensely blissed out. It's not a means to an end. I'm actually feeling that right now. And I don't... So what would you say about that?
Well, we would say to be open to other avenues through which money could flow to you besides the lottery. In other words, winning the lottery is one thing, but just living the life that you want to live because you have the freedom and the means to do so, that's really what you want, and that can come to you in a myriad of different ways.
Yeah, I had this dream about a couple days ago. Could you tell me what it was? It was the most intensest feeling I ever felt, almost the most intensest. Could be at the top of them. Yeah, in the dream, I was writing a book, and the book, it was like everything was blissful, everything, and I think the book was to channel your source self, and just, you can do anything you want. You could. It was almost like I had all the power in the world, which I do have right now. I could manifest anything. I could rearrange planets, but I wouldn't do that because I don't think there's an advantage to that. It was like so blissful. What was that dream about?
Well, it was about you receiving downloads. It was about you accessing that information and letting it flow through you and how it would feel. And so it was a sneak preview of something that's coming for you in terms of how much more energy you can receive and play with.
Yeah. Okay, my next question is, how do I access the heart center in the highest of highest caliber ways? How do I meditate on it? How do I access it? How do I be fully into it?
Well, you just keep dropping your consciousness into your heart. Now, your consciousness is going to want to bubble up into your head because that's habitual and that's what society wants and expects from you. But ultimately, you've got to be the one who decides over and over again that what you want is to be heart-centered. You want to be focused in that heart chakra, and it's focus, it's practice, but once you're in there, once you're feeling it, it's just breathing into the feeling of it and letting the feeling of unconditional love, the feeling of your source energy self take over.
Where is my heart center located? I have my finger on a bump that's near the middle of my chest. Is it 1 centimeter above that? I know it's in the middle of the chakra, and so it would be somewhere in the middle of my body in terms of Yeah, but where is it located in terms of height-wise?
Well,
I have it on my chest.
it's more important that you feel into it than that you have a correct measurement point for it. So every time that you go within to feel that heart chakra and to feel that heart center, you want to feel into your heart chakra can, of course, move around. So feel into that first and intend for it to be completely centered and aligned with your other chakras, and then from there it will be easy for you to feel into the center of it.
How big is the heart center? And yeah, I agree with you. Just simply intending it, you'll go there. But how big is the heart center? Is it like the size of an atom, or is it the heart center portal?
Well, it's light, so it's hard to measure in that sense. It's really a brightness of light that's very intense. It would be blinding to look at.
Okay. How do I access becoming the source of source in the most easeful of ways? And obviously the answer is follow your bliss. And but like sometimes I play the persona of the source of source, and that helps. And I am the source of source, so it's most natural for me to be the state of source of source.
Yes, when you feel the flow of it, when you access that state of being and that energy, and you're in that vibration of complete flow, connection, you're feeling the universe moving through you and working through you, that's when you're there.
Okay. You can close in any way you want. You have a couple minutes to close.
Very good. We want you to notice how much clearer you have become in these conversations with us. We want you to acknowledge how far you've come since we've begun these conversations. We want you to applaud yourself for continuing to focus on your spirituality and to take such a dedicated approach to it. We honor you and respect you in all of these efforts that you continue to make, and we are very pleased with the progress that you are making. We see you as one of the leaders in the movement of the human collective consciousness, and we're very proud of you, and we'll continue to work with you, of course, even when you're not in one of these sessions.
Thank you.
Yes. We are the creators, and we love you very much. Hello.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey.
That was great.
Good.
Yeah.
So, is your brother, is he into this stuff?
No, he's not.
Oh.
Yeah. But I thought it would be an act of love to just allow him to ask his questions. He was, I think he's very, very skeptical about all this New Age stuff. Yeah.
Well, it was big of him then to take part in it. So.
Yeah.
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 Very good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Take care of yourself.
You too.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.